Hello and welcome back. So today I thought we would talk about drivers because there are so many drivers, and this is just in the UK alone. Like, I have never driven in another country. I've been in cars in different countries, but I've never personally driven in another country. Now, you may remember I did pass my test back in September last year, and I also got a car and stuff, which is so cool. But since then, definitely since I've been driving on my own and going out a lot more, I have noticed the amount of bad drivers that are around. So it's just silly little things sometimes, and it's the most irritating things as well, such as people just not using their indicators. Like, who goes through a roundabout, and if you're going left or you're going right, why are you not using your indicator? Because then if I'm sitting in a lane, as you can imagine, waiting, you know, for cars to come past and stuff, and they're coming up from a lane here and I'm here, and they're going that way, but they're not indicating, so I think they might be going straight on, so I don't go. They then go up that lane, and I'm like, well, I could have gone. And then there's loads of people sat behind me all getting annoyed and stuff, and I'm like, well, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know that they're going to go up that lane, and I'm not going to risk my life by just pulling out. It's, you know, you have an indicator that go left or right to show where you're going for a reason. Use them. It's so frustrating. It is unbelievably frustrating because you just waste time then at junctions and roundabouts and anywhere that indicators need to be used from other people. I always make sure I use my indicators when it's needed, because I know how frustrating it is when people don't. Now, the other thing is just when people are being downright dangerous. Like, I was coming back from my friend's house the other day in Reading, and I had just got into my car and I was setting up the sat nav and everything because I don't know the way home. It's like 2 hours away, so probably never going to remember that. But I was setting it all up, and then I drove off, and you go like round this corner and stuff, and then you have a junction which goes onto another road and then onto another road. And so obviously indicated, I was going right, so I indicated right. I looked around, obviously like normal, nothing was coming, so I go, and then this car, I kid you not, just comes flying round. So you go in from, like, there's this long curvy road. I don't know how well I'm even explaining this. There's this long curvy road that just goes all the way around, which joins onto the road that I was then in. And he must have just been coming so fast along because he just suddenly appeared in the lane. I was like, right then. So I had to just really quickly speed up and go onto the path, because if I had stopped, he would have gone into me. And, well, I couldn't really reverse that quickly. So the only option was to just go quite fast forward and get out of there, because he wasn't slowing down. Like, I should have beeped to him, but he looked like one of those boy racer people that may have stabbed me or something, so I decided not to. But seriously, like, what was he doing? Like, it's a 30 mph as well, and he was definitely doing over that, or very close to it, and on a corner and a junction and everything. Shouldn't really be doing the full speed limit anyway, but there we are. Close shave there, I suppose. And so then, actually, there was 2 incidents going on the way home, which was just the one I said about, which was I barely even left the place that I was leaving. But then I was going down the motorway, or no, it was an A road actually, and so it has 2 lanes, this A road, and I was in the faster lane, which is the right-hand lane. I don't think you do call it a fast lane on an A road. I don't know. Anyway, I was in the right-hand lane. And so I was just going along, overtaking a car, and there was a little bit of a gap between us, because obviously when you overtake, there's always going to be some sort of a gap when you've started the overtake, because unless you're overtaking and you're just right in front of them or right behind them, then, you know, there's going to be a gap. And so this car was behind me. I think it was an Audi actually, which I don't know if that really explains anything. It probably doesn't even have any relevance at all, but it was an Audi. And it was going up behind me, and he was going quite fast, and then obviously he realised I'm not going to speed up. So he went into this lane, went forwards, came back across, and then went back across again, which is actually very illegal and very, very dangerous, because there wasn't that much room between me and the other car, and he just decided to sort of go like that. And I was like, yeah, you know, that's actually breaking the law. I really wish a police officer was there, because would have got pulled over. But alas, no officer, didn't get pulled over, unless it was sometime later on and he'd done it again or something, but there and then he didn't. Seriously, that's just so stupidly dangerous and could have ended really badly. And then one last example I have, and this was probably actually the scariest thing that's happened so far when driving. So me and my brother, Jordan, as you may remember, he came up in January, or came across us. Anyway, you know what I mean. He came here in January, and we did the smoothie challenge and stuff, just a nice shameless plug there. But we were going to Wales to go into some mines, which was such an awesome experience. I can't remember if I mentioned that in a main channel video before, but it's so cool. Seriously, if you ever get the chance, go and do it. It is really awesome. But yeah, we were going along this A road again, or B road, or whatever it was. It was a road of 60 mph limit, and just going along, not really many cars in front of me, a couple behind me. So braking suddenly not going to be the best option if I have to, because they're going to hit into the back of me. But this van decided, because there was a road that just sort of went straight across, like there was a junction and then another junction, and I guess this guy just wanted to go straight across. He would have seen me coming. There's no way he wouldn't have seen me coming, and all the other cars for that matter. And he was just sat here, and I was just driving along, and he decides, you know what, I'm just gonna go. And honestly, there wasn't that much room between me and my brother and the car, between his van, like just smashing into the side of it. Thankfully, I like immediately just put my foot over the brake, but he was just going so fast across that he'd already practically gone before there was much I could do. But it was probably the closest I've been to having an accident, which wouldn't have been my fault, by the way. I really want to point that out. I feel I'm a really safe driver, and now my family may comment on this and decide otherwise, but personally I feel I am. I know my mum, like, she gets so scared when she's driving other people, but she does that with just, it seems, everyone. Like, she goes, oh, you shouldn't have done that and you shouldn't have done this. But like, you know, some people are just like that. They like to be in control of the car, and I kind of understand that. But yeah, I feel I'm a safe driver. I don't know, maybe I'm not, maybe I am terrible and I've just so far got really lucky, but I feel I am pretty safe driver. But there are some really stupid drivers out there. Now, I know, like, probably quite a few of my viewers perhaps don't drive, or you drive in other countries and stuff, and I don't know particularly what it's like in other countries. Like I say, I have been in cars in other countries before, and my family has driven in like France and Italy and Spain and various European countries, but it's not massively different. I mean, in Italy it was a bit crazy sometimes, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. Is it different around the world? I know a lot of people in, well, most countries drive on the other side of the road to us in Britain. Australia drive on the same side of us, the correct side. Woo! Probably don't want to say that because I'll start a debate about which side is correct, and let's be honest, the side that's correct is the side which all the other cars are driving on in the direction you want to go, and the sort of the law and everything. Just, you know, it's just how the country's been laid out, and it'd probably be almost impossible now to change it all. Or if it is possible, it would take an awfully long time and a lot of confusion. So, you know, just leave it how it is. We like to be different. There we are. But if you've ever had a bad experience, let me know in the comments below. Even if you drive or you don't drive, like, I know as a passenger sometimes I do get sometimes a little bit scared because something's happened. You know, a car's going a bit stupid or not doing something, and it frustrates me, like indicating, again, the most annoying thing in the world when people do not indicate. I can't think of a worse thing right now. I mean, obviously there are a lot of worse things than that, but in terms of driving, it frustrates me to no end, as you could probably tell. And it's sort of turned into a rant video now, actually, which I apologise for if it hasn't been entertaining. But if it has, don't forget to smash that like button, because then it'll know, because then it knows. I always say that, because then I know you guys have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here, and again, let me know in the comments of any bad experience you've had as a driver or a passenger or anything like that involving cars and you. And until next time, I'll see you again. And I'll see you again next time. Also, bye.